Gotcha. Hello.
Wow. Hello my fellow artisans, welcome back to the Artisan Electrics live stream. We are here in the Tesla and we are travelling to Hampshire. So I'm going to try and keep my eyes on the road, although we are in autopilot, so the Tesla's doing most of the work for us. We've got another Tesla behind us actually. There we go. He's flashing his lights at us. This is the thing now, we have this kind of interesting club where when you become a member of the Tesla club, everyone sort of flashes at you and stuff when they see you. It's quite cool. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little live stream. I don't know how many people are in now.
42.
Wow, there we go. Look at that. So yeah, this is really a little impromptu live stream because we are just about to hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel today. I woke up this morning and looked at the subscriber count and we were on 49,960 something. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a little thank you live stream while we're driving down to Hampshire. We've got another hour or so to go. And you guys can ask me any questions if you want. Nathan, the cameraman, is in the passenger seat. That's who's got the camera. And we are driving to film a little video doorbell install today for one of our YouTube subscribers who's in Hampshire. So it's a long drive for a fairly small job, but he wanted us to do it. So hey, why not? Gives us a little bit of a road trip. So Nathan, I don't know if you can see any. Can you see it?
Got a few, yeah.
Comments
So
coming
Kay
in?
Smith Electrical said, well done, congrats on 50k, huge.
Nice.
So I don't know if we've hit it yet. Oh no, someone else just said we're close.
Yeah, it's really close. I think probably at some point today it will happen because we've got maybe 30 subscribers to go before we hit 50k. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's a very exciting milestone to hit, really. Halfway to the silver play button. So, any questions coming in or anything?
Yeah, no questions yet. You got Jim Hook from Sydney.
Awesome. Welcome. Signals probably dropping in and out a little bit.
So our Australian community are chiming in. Alan Kennedy from Perth. I suppose it's a good time for them.
Yeah. What time is it in Perth? Let me know.
7:08. What would it be? It's their evening, right?
Yeah, I guess they're
like
like
8 in the evening, maybe.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, you can tell us in the comments.
There's probably going to be no YouTube subscribers, no UK subscribers watching because it's 7:10 in the morning. Everyone's heading to work.
Exactly.
But hey, I just thought I'd do this. It's just a bit of an experiment, really, to see how it works. And we'll probably go live on Instagram a bit later as well. Let me know if you've got any questions, guys, because I am free for the next few minutes to answer them for you.
So you got one from Cable Smith. Here's the question: have you charged the car?
Yeah, so I did fully charge the Tesla last night. So when I left, we had 290 miles of range. We're now on 213 miles of range, and we got 49 miles to go. So in theory, when we arrive, we should have about 150 miles of range left, but depends how much I put my foot down. I could easily end up with less than 100 miles by the time I arrive if I start leathering it around, because I do like to make Mr. Cameraman wee himself a little bit as we drive around. Yeah.
Alright, so we got Jordan the Carp Angler. Hi, I'm a plasterer from Kent. Why does Sparks leave the socket cable so long? Loving content. Okay.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
You had that one before?
No, so I'm guessing when you say leave the socket cable so long, I'm guessing if you're a plasterer, you're thinking about when the socket is hanging off the wall. And yeah, I mean, a good Sparky will leave them a reasonable length so that the socket face can be pulled off the wall enough for the plasterer to plaster around. But talk to your electrician about getting socket safety shields, because they are a game changer for just plasterers. You know, you can basically, they can second fix the socket and then you can just plaster around it, which is quite cool.
Nice. So 3 p.m. in Perth, just FYI.
Okay, nice. So it's
Sydney is 10 past 6.
It's Thursday afternoon, so let me know what you guys get up to on a Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. in Perth. And is it sunny? That's more what I want to know.
Is it as sunny as here?
Because it is nice and sunny today for once. This is quite a rare treat.
So Nick Bundy says, have I missed the yoga?
Yeah, mate. Well, I was doing the yoga about 2 hours ago. No. It's actually this week. I missed a workout this week. Usually I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do my workouts. It's not yoga. I just do like body weight, strength classes on Peloton. But I only did Monday this week. I chickened out yesterday because I was knackered.
So we've got another one here. Thomas Mallion, how did you get so good at the drill shots? I've got one to try soon on an outside wall in the centre of a stud wall.
I think it's just practice really and experience. And my dad, who trained me, was really good at it. So he kind of taught me how to. We used to do a lot of work for English Heritage in these really old properties that some of them had literally walls more than a metre thick. And the only way to run cables sometimes was to drill through these walls at crazy angles with these really long drill bits. So that's where I got practice on my apprenticeship, really doing that kind of stuff. And the key is to have a long drill bit and just work out the angles. And it's just trigonometry basically. So good luck with the next one.
Let's have a look. Can you change my fuse box in Essex? Essentially. Hey Jordan, congrats. Keep up the good work from South Australia. Yeah, a lot of Australians in today. It's cool.
G'day, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, no.
let's get all the Australian kind of stereotypes out the way. Yeah.
Steve-O and her friends here.
Yeah, that's
what we've got. What a legend.
He was a legend.
So Hampshire has some of the worst drivers apparently, so look out.
Okay.
Have you got anything planned to celebrate hitting 50k? Oh, good question.
Yeah, so we've been debating this. We created a little WhatsApp group, me, Corey, and Nathan, the cameraman, about what to do. And the trouble is, it's sort of like come up so quickly that we've not really had time to plan anything. So Corey had some crazy ideas, because he's just always full of crazy ideas, about like doing some kind of epic race on canoes and or doing scuba diving in some
anything
kind
to
of
get scuba diving
gravel pit. Yeah. And he's got all these crazy ideas, but in reality we've just not had time to really prep anything amazing for it because it's come round so quick. So what I'm thinking is maybe to do a big giveaway. So let me know what you would like to win in a giveaway, and I can see if I can use my slight influence to cajole some tool manufacturers into giving us some tools to give away. That'd be cool. And also I'm probably going to do a special giveaway for my Electricians business course. So, oh, what the heck? Somebody has literally just had a little accident by the looks of it, and stuck in the middle of the road. There we go. Right.
Okay. Sydney's 30 degrees. Thanks for rubbing it in, Jim. That's lovely.
It's so unfair that we can't travel right now.
I just put my heated seat back on.
Yeah, nice.
So we've got, what is the one tool you'd never be without?
Oh, wow, that is a good one. I think it's my Super Rod Mega Set. That is an absolute lifesaver in so many situations. I know I should probably say like a pair of side cutters or something, but that's kind of a given. Like if you're an electrician, you don't have a pair of side cutters, you have a problem. But the Super Rod Mega Set is always, as I've mentioned in previous videos, it gets you out of so many tricky situations trying to pull cables in. So I've got it in the back, and we're going to be using it today to pull in the cable for this video doorbell. Yeah, it's just amazing.
What is the best waterproofing system for outside work, i.e. connection in whisker boxes?
Yeah, so I mean, we always use whisker boxes. We don't really use any other kind of boxes because they seem to be the best quality. But you can get that gel stuff. So if you're putting a box outside, and especially if it's going to be buried, it's good to put that waterproof gel, which I think Whisker sell. I don't know what the actual brand is of the gel, but you just mix it up, put it in, and then it just kind of goes to jelly, and it's waterproofs everything. So that's always good to use. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Cool. Corey is a legend. You're right, Daniel Malik. Advice on how not to blow out or damage bricks when drilling from inside out.
So what you've got to do is, it's a little bit tricky, but you've got to turn off hammer just at the right point. And the tricky part is that you don't want to leave it too late and then you blow through the bricks. But at the same time, if you do it too early, then if they're really hard bricks, if you're just drilling on non-hammer, then it's really difficult to get through that last couple of inches or whatever. So the trick is to measure the wall and then put tape around your drill bit, and then you can see when you've got about an inch left, or three centimeters or whatever it is in metric, then turn hammer off, and then that last few centimeters you can just drill through, not on hammer, and hopefully it won't blast out. But Corey taught me something really cool, which is that if you do blow out the bricks, they do, I think it's from TLC, they do this kind of brick colored silicon. It's called like cement or something, and it comes in various colors, so you can get the color to match the brick, and you can kind of patch it up, and it'll look like you never did anything. So that's a little bit forgiving if you ever do blow out a brick, which we all do at some point.
Yeah. Are you guys getting electric vans, Richard Newton?
Yeah, this is a real dilemma at the moment because I want so badly to have an all-electric fleet. That is the ultimate goal with Artisan Electrics, because we're fitting so many charge points. Just makes sense, you know, and it's just to go as green as possible. But the problem is they're so expensive. The range is pretty rubbish still on a lot of the vans, and there's a massive waiting list as well. So we've been trying to get the Peugeot E-Experts, electric Peugeot Expert vans, because they got about 170 or 80 miles of range. They're decent size, so we can fit all the stuff in. They look pretty smart, but I'm getting quotes for like 550 quid a month plus that to do contract hire on one, you know, 20,000 miles a year, and that's like pretty much what I pay for my Tesla, which is nuts, like absolutely nuts. And also the range is still on the limit, because for Corey, he's in Stevenage. He drives from Stevenage to Cambridge every day. That's like 40-50 miles or something. Then he does his work, then he's got to drive back. It's really going to be on the limit of whether he will manage that in one charge or not, because on paper 170-80 miles, but in reality sometimes it's more like 120 if it's a cold day or he puts his foot down a bit too much or whatever. So unfortunately it looks like we're going to have to get diesel vans still for the next couple of years until the Cybertruck comes out, which I have got on pre-order, because Tesla's range is just way ahead of everyone else's at the moment. I'm hoping they'll bring out an electric van, but I don't think that's going to happen in the next few years. Probably it'll be four years away or something. Hope that answers your question.
Canoe racing sounds epic.
Don't give any kind of credence to Corey's crazy ideas.
Seriously on. Oh no, another one. Cable slip. Sounds like Corey was only thinking of ideas he could win. Unlike the trunking challenge, I know his game. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
What else? My word, that's a small steering wheel. Do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit smaller than a normal one, maybe, but it's perfect size. I think.
Any good online courses about EV chargers?
Yeah. Just watch all our videos. You will learn more from watching our videos about EV charge points than you would just doing like a one-day course from one of these online course providers, to be honest, because they just teach you to pass the exam. If you want to get qualified to fit electric vehicle chargers, then obviously you've got to do the City and Guilds course, and that is a 2-day course, City and Guilds 2919, and you've got to do it. And it's good. They'll teach you the basics, the regs, and they'll get you to pass the exam. But it is much more involved than just passing an exam. You need to kind of get your head around the whole thing. And there are so many different brands out there and stuff. So just watch loads of our videos and you'll probably feel a bit more confident after that.
Cool. Will Corey be fitting an amp and a subwoofer in his van? Seems as if he does love music.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, he probably would prefer to have a drum kit in the back of the van or
Yeah.
something like that. Knowing Corey, he would have a full band set up so that, in between jobs he can make music.
Go and jam.
We should actually get Corey to make a theme tune for the channel. That'd be quite cool. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Have you done any work on solar inverters with batteries, i.e. off-grid?
Yeah, we do get asked about off-grid quite a lot actually, because we've got a few customers. They want solar and battery storage and an EV charger. And the only issue that we've had is that the Zappies don't seem to be able to get set up to be completely off-grid. They need a grid connection. So we're working on that, and I think My Energy are working on that because it's just a programming issue. But yeah, potentially, we've got a lot of potential solar and battery storage installs coming up. I've been quoting for loads lately, and I've been working with Sam from Oval Renewables, because obviously we're not qualified yet to do it, to sign it off and stuff. So he's been kind of helping me to do the designs and get the costings down and stuff. And we've got one or two that are pretty close to going ahead now. So I'm hoping we'll have some videos coming out about that on the channel soon.
Nice. No, Corey did not get reported for harassing that bumblebee. Got away with it. Cable Smith's off to work. Have you got any experience in CCTV?
Yeah, very, very minimal. I did a big CCTV install on a volunteer project that I worked on a few years ago. So it was just all cat cables. It was all sort of power over Ethernet cameras and stuff. But now we just tend to fit Wi-Fi cameras. We just fit the Nest cameras or other non-Google alternatives, because they're just so easy. You just power them up and then the signal's on Wi-Fi. So unless you want a real kind of system with a backup hard drive to record everything, and you want to be able to access it from the cloud as well and stuff, most domestic installs, which is what we do, they just want Nest cameras.
Nice. Congrats on 50k. Who's on the camera? It's actually me. It's Corey. I don't know if you recognise my voice. I've been practicing my hello and welcome to Artisan Electric.
That's actually quite good.
Not quite a Corey standard.
It's Nathan, our epic cameraman, who's helping us to up our game with our content, and he's doing a great job at it. So he has his own YouTube channel, and you should probably just go and subscribe to that as well. It's Nathan O'Looney Media, so go and check out his epic skiing videos. Yeah. And you might even see some videos of Corey on holiday, maybe.
It's true.
Yeah, in, what is it, Ibiza or something like that?
We did, yeah. We've done a few photography trips. Corey in the wild. So if you want to see Corey in the wild, yeah, Nathan O'Looney Media. Yeah,
if you want to see Corey without an Artisan Electrics t-shirt on,
yeah,
then head over to that channel.
Find it for more crazy antics. You've just been given 35 ZAR.
Oh wow, is that
Dion Podgieter?
Podgieter. You're the man, Dion. Awesome. Actually, he always gives us a super chat every time we do a live stream. It's very kind. Thank you, Dion. And if you've got any questions you want us to answer, we will prioritise you. Actually, that's a thing. So as part of our...
Oh, there you go. You're live. You're back.
Hello, we're back. Sorry about that. Somebody tried to call me. That's the slight disadvantage of doing live YouTube on your phone. Yeah, merch store. check it out. It's just a bit of fun, really. But there's some funny t-shirts and stuff on there. And also, memberships is launched as well. So if you want to get like early access to videos and a special like little thing next to your name when you leave a comment in the videos and stuff, then you can join the channel as well.
Nice.
If you want. So that's a little cool new thing because of hitting 50k.
Cool. Waiting lifetime for energy to fit my 25mm tails.
Oh yeah.
I use my 7.4 kilowatt charger in the meantime to use on the 16mm tails with a 60 amp main fuse.
So depends what charge point it is. If you, whoever's fitted it for you, they maybe were a bit naughty fitting one if it doesn't have load limiting on it, because so if it's a Zappy it will have load limiting on and they can just set a grid limit of 60 amps and that's absolutely fine. But a lot of these charge points don't have that, so if you plugged your car in and were charging at 7 kilowatts while also, you know, running the dishwasher and the kettle or the oven or whatever, you could risk overloading your main supply. To be honest, it's very unlikely that you'll blow your main cutout fuse because they're very much slow blow fuses, so they won't actually blow until you get to about 200 amps probably. But you do risk getting everything a little bit warm and crispy, which is not good. So I would say, man, this truck driver, there's this guy in this Navara, and he's almost had 2 accidents now. He went into the back of someone earlier when the traffic stopped. And now he just nearly sidelined somebody as he was trying to undertake.
So congrats on 50k from Wayne Rich.
Thank you.
What network? I don't know what network we're on. What are you using?
So I use giffgaff, so it's I think the O2 network, if that still exists. Yeah.
Yeah, it does keep freezing. But
we've got. I mean, the car has got full signal because the car's got a 4G connection as well. But I don't think we can tether off the car.
Dion wants us to do a full pull from start in the Tesla. Don't think we can right now.
I would love to do that live. That would be hilarious. But yeah, we're on the motorway, and currently we're doing 36 miles an hour because there is ridiculous traffic. I left home at 6 because I wanted to beat the traffic. And this is what is going on right now. It's ridiculous. We've still got 45 minutes to go. I said to the customer we should be there about 8, but it looks like we're going to be there at 8:15 now.
So you got a couple of people, I think their membership, sign up to membership.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Chris Sheehan, Jim Hook.
Thank you guys for joining.
Welcome to buy us a coffee.
Yes, so that is what it's called. It's just buy me and Corey coffee, basically. I kind of nicked it from PB Plumber because he's done his memberships program as well lately, and he just set it up as buy me a cup of tea. And I thought that's quite a nice, way of phrasing it. So it's just basically for the guys who appreciate what we do and they want to support us and buy me and Corey coffee. That's what it. But you do get some perks as well for joining.
Someone in from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Frank ten Vos.
Van harte welkom.
Oh, look at that.
Meneer. I can say loads of crazy Dutch words like je verlichting is goeie goed.
Which is?
Your lighting is very good.
Of course it is. That's the most electric thing ever.
Yeah, heb je een stroopwafel voor mij?
I was just about to say stroopwafel, yeah.
Yeah, stroopwafels. Oh man, it's been a while since I've spoken Dutch, but bizarrely I do speak semi-fluent Dutch because of living in the Netherlands for 2 years.
Well, Frank would like to know which brand of long drills you're using and how long are they?
They are, I think, 1.2 meters long, 1200 millimeters. But I don't actually know what brand they are. I think they're just probably a cheap, like Screwfix brand or something. Yeah, it's been so long since I bought them. I can't actually remember where I got them from. But I know that you can get various versions, and they're all pretty similar, really. I don't think there's a huge difference in quality. Probably if you get like Bosch ones, then they'll be really expensive, but they will be really good. But I don't honestly know what brand mine are.
Okay. Your subscribers are catching up to Thomas Nagy.
Yes. I watched Thomas Nagy's latest video last night. He was doing some fire alarm testing and stuff, and he's great. He's a great guy. I do like his videos, but he's not really putting out much content lately. So yeah, we will overtake him at some point, I'm sure.
Soon. Let's have a look. What is your best job so far? Really enjoy your banter. Right.
Best job so far. That is a tough one. I enjoy all sorts of jobs. People ask me this a lot, and I'm like, probably one of the jobs that I really enjoyed was the studio, the Oak Studio. That's one of the jobs that I did back in sort of May of last year, and it was like peak of lockdown, and it was a customer who is a regular customer of mine. He built this beautiful oak music studio, and I did a sort of series of videos about the install there. There was some metal conduit in there, and there was some Lutron smart lighting, and I fitted this like £1,500 Dyson light fitting and stuff. So yeah, look back in the archives of my videos, you'll see that series, and that was quite a fun project to do. We've got some cool stuff going on at the moment as well, though, like a really luxurious bathroom that we're installing. It's the most expensive bathroom I've ever seen. I mean, he's fitting these tiles that are floor to ceiling tiles, like one tile. They're about 1 meter wide, and they've been imported from like Italy or something. And we've got LED strip going everywhere, literally in every nook and cranny of the bathroom. There is LED strip under every shelf, under every cabinet. There's like a recessed LED profile going in the ceiling. This job has been a nightmare for Corey. He's been doing his head in, because the detail on it is just nuts, and getting it absolutely perfect has been really hard, but it's going to look amazing. But we've not really been able to film it because there's always been too many people around and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably put some pictures of it on Instagram, but we won't be doing any videos of it.
Apparently we're gonna have some baseball caps from Nick and Adam Dunlop. So basically, that's it. That's all we're here for. It's done now. That's all we wanted.
That's it. That was the whole goal
home now.
of doing YouTube. Was just to get a
We
cap.
made it.
Caps from Adam and Nick.
Yeah, that's it. So Corey, no, I'm sorry. The police don't have any leads on the stray dogs. Good morning from Christchurch, New Zealand. Congrats on 50k. Have you beaten Nick?
Awesome.
No, not yet, but yeah.
Yeah, we're way ahead of Nick.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we are smashing it. Nick is on about 43,000. I do keep track of it. I was a little bit worried because he did this video which went sort of semi-viral. It got like 200,000 views in a week or something, and he said in that video, subscribe so that I can beat Jordan, and I was like, the YouTube algorithm is against me. And I thought that video was gonna just like overtake him, but he's still behind, I'm afraid. But he's close. It is neck and neck still with me and Nick. I think it always will be.
Well, Jim says, I must now delete my Patreon support for Nick Bundy. No, don't do that. We're not asking for that. We're not asking for that. Right. Hi, Jordan. Thinking of packing the rat race franchise and EV charging installation company. Is now the right time to enter this market, in your opinion? Love the channel.
Yes, do it. It is the time. Get in now. Honestly, like, now is the time. If you wait much longer, it's going to be too late, because EV is going to be massive. I mean, it already is for us. I was speaking to Corey yesterday because I can't keep up with the demand for EV charging right now. As you've seen, Corey's doing basically almost one EV charger a day at the moment. And just the backlog of quotes I've got to do. I had yesterday, when I checked, 15 quotes still to do for EV charging. So I actually asked Corey to help me out on Friday, because our job for Friday got cancelled. So tomorrow he's probably going to be doing an office day for me and just helping me to quote for some of the jobs, because I can't keep up with it. It's just nuts. So, and that's just now, we're just scratching the surface, and there's not even 1% of vehicles, I think, are electric on the roads yet. So it's going to be enormous, but you need to kind of establish yourself now. That's what we've done. We've established ourselves as experts in the field, and that's why we've got so much work for it already. So yeah, man, go for it.
Cool. Hey Jordan, do you think the commercial work will slow down due to the impact on the high street because of COVID? Good question.
Commercial, yeah, it could do. I mean, that was one of the things I was noticing in Thomas Nagy's video yesterday. He was saying about how many shops are just closed and empty and stuff because companies have gone out of business. We don't do much commercial work, so it's not really something that I worry about, but I'm guessing for the guys who do a lot of stuff like that, it could go one of two ways, because if you do a lot of shop fitting, probably you're going to get a lot of work soon, because there's going to be a lot of shops that have gone empty, and then they're going to be new companies coming in and getting fitted out. I can see that there's going to be a lot of startups happening over this time. People who've got new ideas, who are going to get in on cheap property leases and potentially starting a new business. So you might actually get more work from that side of it, but maybe companies who are struggling won't be spending as much money because they're trying to keep their profit margins reasonable, and in that case you might lose a bit of commercial work. Only time will tell, really. I know that domestic for us has just picked up since COVID because people are not spending money on the pub or holidays, so they're spending the money on the houses instead.
Just a nice one from Clarky. Hey Jordan, shouting out from London. Keep up the good work. You really inspired me with the technical skills and expertise.
That is very kind of you. Thank you. I love to hear stuff like that. That's why we do this, is to inspire people, to help people, to teach them few little tips and stuff. Sorry, I put my foot down a little bit too hard. It's great. I love you. We get so many messages from people through Instagram and through YouTube comments like that, and it just kind of spurs us on to keep going. So thank you.
We've got. Are you still doing loads of EICRs?
Yes, we are. It's so funny because there's this guy who's got a YouTube channel, and YouTube threw me his video the other day, and he was basically having a bit of a rant about me having a rant about EICRs. And he was saying, oh, that guy, he's way too expensive, he'll never get any EICRs, charging those prices and stuff like that. And I watched his video and I just found it quite funny. So yeah, we are doing loads of EICRs still. We're doing about 5 a week at the moment, even with our crazy prices, right? So yeah, customers who want us, they want us, and that's it. They'll pay the prices that we charge, and they'll get a great job, and that's fine. I know that other electricians will do it for half the price, and they'll probably do just as good a job as us. Those genuine good electricians out there. I was just ranting about the few people who do drive-by EICRs for 50 quid, and they don't barely do any testing. That's what that video was about. It wasn't me trying to tar people with the brush of, if you do it for cheaper than we do, you're rubbish, because that's not true at all. I know a lot of good electricians who are cheap but good, so that's fine.
How is it best to get your foot in the door with having little experience at the young age of 37?
Okay, you just need to find someone who you can do some work experience with. I get this question a lot, and it's difficult, to be honest. There's a lot of people like you. There's a guy who emailed me last night who's just coming out of the army, and he's getting transitioned into civilian life again. He sent me this long email. I've not had a chance to reply, so if you're watching, I will reply to you. But basically, he's of an age where he's not around retirement age, but he's retiring from the army, and he wants to start a new career, and he wants to get into electrics. And it's really tough because obviously he's gonna have bills to pay and stuff, so he can't just be on minimum wage. But he's got no experience as an electrician, and he needs to learn. So it's really difficult because it's a bit of a catch-22. And all I can say is just contact loads of people and try to get work experience with them. Even just offer to work for free for a few weeks if you can afford to do that. And then if you're good enough and you've got a good enough attitude and they genuinely want to take someone on board and train them, then they'll probably be willing to pay you and train you. But you've got to kind of prove to them why you're worth training. That's the thing. And to do that, probably the best way is just to say, I'll work for free and I'll prove myself and I'll grind for you, you know.
Cool. Jordan, I've had my EV certificates almost a year, but I've only installed 2, finding it hard to find a job. Any help getting jobs for EVs?
Yeah, go through all the manufacturers, like My Energy, for example. Get on their approved installers list. Any other charge points that you feel competent to install, just get on their approved installers lists, because often they have a website where customers go and they'll put you on that list, and that will kind of get you out there. But also make sure it's on your website as like a separate page on your website that you install electric vehicle charging points. As soon as you get qualified to install electric vehicle charging points, put that as a separate page as a service that you offer on your website, and Google will pick that up. So you want to target your keywords for your area. So like electric vehicle charging installation, Cambridge is one of the keywords that I've targeted by just repeating it on that page that I do. And that then means that if someone searches for that, I'm at the top of the Google search listings. So you need to kind of do that. You do need to work to kind of get yourself out there on it. And there are also companies now who are starting to spring up who sell leads for EV charging. So you could always do that, but I don't know really how reliable that is, but something to think about maybe.
Would you say that 50 is too old to start off in the industry?
To be perfectly honest, I would say probably. I mean, you could do it, but it's going to be tough, because it's a very physical job. Even me at 35 or whatever it is I am, some days, like, you come home, you're absolutely exhausted. And if you're 50, then I imagine that would be, unless you're like super fit 50-year-old, I imagine that would be even more. And also it's going to take you at least 3 years to train properly and get qualified and competent. How much more the years you've got then of being able to do it day in and day out? Is it worth it? I'm not sure. It's sort of on the borderline, I would say.
Do you think you will go abroad again volunteering?
I would love to, yeah. So that's one of my goals, is to actually be able to get enough income from this channel consistently that even if I go away for 3 months and do some volunteer work, I'll still have an income and that'll support my volunteering. So yeah, it would be great. I would love to. We'll see. Everything's like not happening at the moment anyway, but maybe by the end of the year or something we'll be able to go away and do a bit of volunteering again. It'd be quite cool.
Thank you. That's so helpful. That was for the getting on the approved EV installers list.
Oh, good. You're very welcome.
Will Oscar ever return? Oh, well, we shall see. Congratulations from Dyson 314.
Oh yeah. Hey, the Dyson 314 is awesome, because I've had a lot of contact with him over the years, and he's one of our Patreons and stuff, and I've been trying to help him a little bit because he has left. I think he was a marine or something like that, like a marines engineer on submarines, and then he's retired, similar to the other guy who I said to you who's leaving the army. He's retired from that career and he's got into the electrical industry, so he's done the whole like domestic installer course route, and then he's been getting some work experience with a good electrician as well, and now he's just starting to do 1 or 2 of his own jobs that he only when he feels comfortable and competent to do them. So he's gone down it the right route, really, and I'm going to be monitoring his story and hopefully then sharing it with other people who want to do similar, because he's quite a good example of somebody who's probably around my age, young 30s kind of thing, changing career, and how he's got into the industry is quite an interesting way of doing it.
People need to keep subscribing, Lars. Still on 49.9k. It's true. Close.
Yeah, do you think we can get to 50 by the end of this video? I doubt it.
Never know.
Maybe on the way home, right? If all of you guys watching, follow me on Instagram, and on the way home we'll do live Instagram as well, so that all the Instagram followers can see. And maybe by then we'll have hit 50k. You never know.
Nice. Let's hope so. Have you any experience fitting the new Sync EV charger? I believe it doesn't require an electrode on the TNCS supplies. It's smaller in size than the EONI.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that are being sold by Screwfix or Tool Station. Oh no, that's Project EV, I think. Sync EV, I'm not sure. It might be the wall box. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I've not fitted any. I've heard that they're decent enough quality, but I can't vouch for that myself. I would like to fit one at some point. They are cheaper than Zappies by maybe 100 or 200 quid. It does seem like they've got penfold detection built in and potentially RCD protection and stuff. So yeah, I'd be interested to try and fit one of those, but I haven't had time to do it yet.
Does Tesla have the fart thing? Yes, it does.
Yeah, let's see if we can. Our toy box. Here we go. See if we can do.
This is how we like to spend our Thursday mornings.
Yeah. We turn up the volume.
There you go.
You can do like.
Move it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can do fart on demand. So. Doesn't work. Okay. Yeah.
But yes, it does have the fart thing.
Yes, exactly.
We've got. Can you please? This is from Amir Mushtaq. Morning, Jordan. Can you please put some light on website building for a new electric business? Website, host, domain, service package.
Yes. So I'm not a very good example of this because I'm a bit of a weird, nerdy guy. Like I know HTML and stuff like that, so I sort of built my own website at the start. But I know that most electricians don't know HTML, so I would say get an expert to do it for you. And I use Upwork to find freelancers who can do a really good job for a reasonable price. So if you go on Upwork, you can just post a project on there, and then people will bid for it, and you can see their reviews from previous jobs. And for a few hundred quid, you can get a really good website built. My one, I think, my latest website, I didn't have time to build it myself, so I got Upwork guys to do it, and I think these guys from India did it for me. It was about 500 quid. They did a really good job, and you know, you can get it exactly how you want it. So
Upwork. Dyson says, thanks for the shout out. I've really appreciated the support you've given. There you go.
you're a legend, mate.
Do you ever see Dan from DSS?
No,
Seems we're both from the same.
it's really weird. You know, every time I go into TLC, I expect to see him there because apparently he hangs out at TLC quite a lot. I see his vans sometimes, but he's not really in Cambridge. He's quite far out. He's sort of in the sticks a little bit, in the countryside, and he does a lot of work out that way. So we don't really cross over much. Although I did do a quote for a rewire a while ago, and the customer had his card on the mantelpiece. So I was like, okay, Dan's quoting for this one. I'm definitely not going to win it because he's probably half of my price. But no, he's a good guy, and I don't view like there's so much work in Cambridge. People say it's like, oh, competition and stuff. It's not competition. There's so much work that there's enough work for everyone. So I'm not bothered. And we have different niches as well. Like he does a lot of garden lighting and stuff, which we don't really do.
Will T says, I installed a 32A commando and just used Tesla mobile charger. Would you recommend proper charger install, and why?
Yeah, I would, and the reason is safety. So the the Tesla mobile charger doesn't have like an RCD built into it or anything. And presumably your socket that you've installed, your 32 amp commando socket, hopefully you will have installed an RCD upstream from it, but I'm imagining that it's probably not a type B RCD, which is what it should be, because the Tesla charging will backfeed quite a lot of DC into the system, and if you don't have a type B RCD protecting it, then whatever RCD you've got, say you've got like a normal type AC RCD that's protecting that circuit, it can be blinded by the DC and it won't work properly. And what would be really bad is if you have just installed that off, like, say, a dual RCD board, and the RCD that's upstream from it actually has several circuits protecting. Because then if you blind that RCD, you're also blinding the RCD that's protecting your sockets, your lights, and whatever. That could be a real safety issue. So I'd say just be very careful with that. And also you don't have any penfold detection, which you should do if you're charging your Tesla. So for all those reasons, I would not recommend installing a commando socket for an electric vehicle charger.
Did you guys ever get the power supply to increase the power to be able to install a wall box?
Power supply to, I'm not quite sure.
What is that about?
I don't really know what you mean.
Sorry, Curtin. Explain it in another comment. We'll try and answer it. Sorry if we're not understanding you. We've got news, man. I currently have a TT system, a DNO Northern Power Grid, who advised me that they can upgrade to a TNS system. Is this an advantage?
Yes and no, really. I don't think it makes that much difference. As long as if you've got a TT system and you've got RCD protection for everything, then it doesn't really matter. TNS system is just different. It's a different earthing system. You've got much lower external earth fault loop impedance readings, which means that, technically you don't need RCD protection for everything in order to satisfy the earth loop impedance requirements. But yeah, as I say, it doesn't really make much difference at the end of the day.
Have you ever met Gary from GSH Electrical?
I was supposed to meet Gary. I've spoken to Gary a few times on the phone. He's a lovely guy. And I was supposed to go to Tresham just before lockdown. I was booked in to go to Tresham College and, see Gary and talk to the students and stuff like that. And I was really looking forward to it. And then lockdown happened, and so that got blown out of the water. And then obviously since, he's left the college and now he's doing EFIX. So no, that's not going to happen anymore. But I hope to meet Gary and Joe at one of their live events at some point in the future once once everything's opened up again, because they are great guys and they're putting out some great content.
I love what you do. It's from SL Services. My question with EICRs, would you always see to an old 3036 fuse board?
In reality, probably yes, because usually if you've got a 3036 board, which just for people who don't know, that means the little rewirable fuses. So it's like a little fuse carrier with all the fuse wire in it. In those cases, usually you don't have RCD protection. And if you've got sockets with no RCD protection and there's any chance of them being used outdoors, then it's an instant C2. And then you've got a whole plethora of C3s as well for like no RCD protection for luminaires, no RCD protection for cables buried in walls. Plus the fact that the 3036s don't have a very high braking capacity. So if you've got more than about 1 kA of respective fault current on the system, then they are only rated about 1 kA or 1.5 kA anyway. So you've got a problem with that, which means that you need to change them to MCBs. So yeah, usually it's probably a wooden board as well. So you've got the whole non-combustible issue. So there's so many reasons why if you see one of those boards, usually I just recommend a board change.
Cool. We think that question before might be referring to asking the DNO.
Oh, yes.
And someone says like 60 amp to 100 amp main cutout.
Yeah, so DNOs are great usually. I mean, all the times that we've had experience where we are with UK Power Networks, we just get the customer to contact them. We send the customer the link to the UK Power Networks website about fuse upgrades so they know where to go. And it's just a quick form for them to fill out. And then once they filled out the form, usually in a few weeks, the DNO will come out and upgrade the main fuse free of charge. So it's not really a big deal. The only issues that they do have sometimes is if the tails are only 16 mil, then the DNO will need the tails upgrading before they upgrade the main fuse. And there's that whole ownership issue with, like, the meter is owned by the electricity supplier, like Octopus Energy, for example. By the way, link in the description if you want to get 50 quid free energy. I've just changed to Octopus because they're 100% green energy. They're great if you've got an EV. So check that out. But say like Octopus Energy are your electricity supplier. They own your meter. You own your meter tails from the meter to your consumer unit, or your DNO is sort of responsible for the tails from the main cutout to the meter. So there's sort of three people you need to deal with. You need to deal with the DNO for the main cutout fuse, the energy supply for the meter tails, and then the electrician for the tails from the meter to the consumer unit. So it can be a bit tricky from that point of view, but if you've got 25 mil tails already, then it's just an easy swap out. Just pull out the 60 amp fuse and put in a 100 amp fuse. I'm starting to lose my voice.
Going. He's flagging.
It's right. Well, we'll do a couple more questions and then we'll go because we're about 15 minutes away.
All right. Jeremy Bailey, fancy coming to Scotland for work? Love your work.
Yeah, you know what? We get requests from all over the country now, and there's a sort of a limit to how far we're willing to travel, because we have to charge for our travelling time. Obviously, I mean, like today, I'm going to Hampshire. We're driving 2 hours to get there. We'll probably be there working 2 hours, and then we've got a 2 hour drive back home. So I have to charge for a full day of work. Otherwise, there's no point for me to go to Hampshire when I can earn the same money to work 5 minutes down the road. So if we travelled to Scotland, we'd probably have to charge for like at least 3 days work, plus hotel and all that stuff. I mean, hey, if you want to pay us to do that, fine, that's cool. We'll do it, and we'll bring the camera crew and we'll make a little holiday out of it. But realistically, it's not financially viable for a lot of people for us to do that. So.
Nice. We've got a request for the Metro 3152 MFT training video because there's not much on YouTube. So.
Yeah, I know. It's quite a difficult video to do. It's so technical, and it's the kind of video that, like, a few people will love it, but most people will find it really boring and not watch it. And we're trying to really just churn out lots of videos which get loads of views at the moment. And also, Corey did a video yesterday where he has confessed that he's not very happy with the Metrel. Actually, I've not really used it much because I'm not doing much site work, and I just use my Fluke when I'm on site. Corey's the one who's got the Metrel, and he just said that it's so technical that it's almost a bit OTT, and it just makes it a little bit difficult to work with, whereas the Fluke or the Mega are just so simple and easy to use, So the Metrel is good, but you've got to be a bit of a nerd to use it. And Corey is a nerd.
Yeah.
He loves all that stuff. So for him to say that it's a bit over the top for him, that makes me think for most electricians it's probably too much of a machine for what they need.
Makes sense. ETA is 12 minutes, so we're nearly there.
We've got 7.5 miles to go, and we've got 160 miles of range still, so we're doing pretty well. I reckon we'll probably make it back home again without having to stop at Supercharger. But I did bring the drone, and we could just stop at a Supercharger for fun and do some drone filming while we're at the Supercharger. We'll see if Nathan, the cameraman, wants to have some fun with the drone today.
Drone flying. What drone have you got?
DJI Mini 2.
We got the 2, nice. I've got the original Mavic Pro. Old school. I love it.
Beast. Have you seen the
FPV.
FPV?
I'm so glad you're gonna get one.
Oh man.
Anyone got one of them? Just want to send us? Will you?
DJI, if you want to
Come on,
sponsor some
DJI, if you're watching this, which I know you're not,
Yeah.
please send us a drone. Do you pay your employees well? Do you think Corey might want a pay rise? This happens all the time.
Oh man,
People want Corey to get a pay rise.
this annoys me so much because Corey gets paid way more
He
than
does get paid.
anyone of his age or experience level would normally get paid. He is really handsomely paid, and every time he does a video, he gets paid a bonus for that. And every time he does a 5-star review, gets a 5-star review from a customer, he gets a bonus for that as well. So don't worry, Corey is being rewarded handsomely. He's probably going to be able to buy a house before I can, right? He was talking to me about buying a house the other day, and I was like, this is not fair. I can't even buy a house, and you can. Yeah, no, he's getting paid well. He deserves it because he's a superstar. So, but he is getting paid well.
Nice. Nobody's asked Corey anything. Yeah, Corey's not present, I'm afraid.
He's not working today. He's at home. He has a day off on Thursdays.
Right, so cool. I think that is about it. We've probably missed some, so sorry.
Yeah, we are.
56-minute live stream, Jordan.
Wow, that is a beast. So sorry to have bored you all for 56 minutes.
And I'm pretty sure Jim Hook from Perth is still with us. So
Jim, you are
absolutely
amazing. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for watching. We are really appreciative for all of your support. It's only thanks to you guys who've hit the subscribe button that we can say we're nearly at 50k. We have way more awesome stuff coming up, so please stay tuned. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already, because then you will get notified with a little beautiful pop-up every time we post a new video. We do have a video going up tonight, which is a deep dive consumer unit change video. So for those of you who want to see a really in-depth consumer unit change, check that video out tonight. It's going up at 8 PM. And as always, thank you for watching.